Hi everybody, Fabian here. So, in the last 3 months, I've moved between places 8 different times. I've been jobless, heartbroken, and have no place to call home. And somewhere along this time, I've been questioning the concept of home. What exactly makes a place a home? Is it the four walls that surround you? Is it the people inside? Is it a husband, a wife, or a partner who you get to wake up with every morning? Is it a child or children who run up to you each time you open the door and they're so happy to see you? Is it a dog? Is it a mother and father who's cooking in company you so eagerly wait for every day or every week or every month? Or is it simply the feeling of safety when you enter into that home, place your keys on the counter, take your shoes off, and just kick back on the couch and relax and Netflix and chill? Now, I know what you're thinking it could be. It is all of that, but before I give you my answer, I'll tell you a little story. So let's go back to 1991. Yeah? The best era for grunge music, questionable fashion choices, and boy bands. Backstreet Boys, West Zone, well, West Zone I was going to say, but what is it? Boys to Men and all the others. Picture a 3-year-old Fabian sitting on the floor in his living room playing with his toys, rather breaking them. I had a habit of breaking it because I was very inquisitive. I like to see what's inside everything. And even at that time, I had a very big forehead. I had big eyes, big eyelashes, and big ears. And my siblings used to call me Baby Dumbo after the elephant. I don't know if many of you know who that is, but it's a very old cartoon from the early 90s based on an elephant called Baby Dumbo. And I still have those big ears. But what I was about to witness is something no child should ever see or experience in their lifetime at that young age. And what I saw was actually going to change my life in many, many ways. I saw my father. He had his hands around my mom's neck, and he was strangling her and shaking her wildly to the point where she's trying to get his hands off her so that she can breathe. And I still remember it like it was just yesterday. I could feel the anxiety and the fear just rise through my body because I was scared, of course. And a 3-year-old kid cannot comprehend exactly what's happening in front of them. And I started to cry and scream. And it was in that moment, and only in that moment, that they decided to stop what they were doing. That's when my father let go of my mother, and the last thing I remember is my mother coming and picking me up. But by the time they stopped, the damage was already done, right? And what the damage was, even though this happened I wouldn't say exactly, but 34 years ago, still feels like yesterday. But it was at that moment where it took away my very essence of safety. It was that moment where a 3-year-old kid realized, and his mind and body was telling him that you're not safe anymore. You're not safe in a place that you thought was home. You're not safe around the people who were supposed to guard you and look after you and raise you. You're not safe. And that lack of safety has carried forward even till today. Now, this is a very important piece which links to everything else I'm going to tell you after this. So fast forward to 12 or 13 years old, I tried running away from home. And that lasted only a couple of hours because I had to come back anyways. But I ran away because I absolutely hated my mother. I hated how controlling and strict she was. When I was 17, I dropped out of college to support the family financially. By then, my elder sister moved to Melbourne. My eldest brother moved out of the house with his own family, and he got his own place. leaving me, the youngest kid, to parent my parents every single day, which meant coming home in my break after work just to stop my mother from stabbing my father or my father from harming my mother every day. Until I left home, so called home, to come to Dubai at the age of 23, right? At 30, I met my wife, fell in love. At 33, we got married. And at 36 and a half, just this Jan, we decided to separate and part ways. Now, since this happened in Jan, like I mentioned, the last 3 months I've moved places 8 different times. And it's exhausting. And each time I've moved, it's not always been about carrying my boxes, my bags, my guitars, my luggage. I've also been carrying my memories, good or bad, regrets, uncertainty of the future, because I have no work at the moment, but as well as hope that something is going to work out regardless of whatever the situation is. And in that time, I started to question, okay, what is actually home? I don't have any because I just left a place I thought was home. I left a place where I thought I was safe. I left a place where I had 2 beautiful dogs who I can't see, and I practically raised them. But it was during this time, right before I left in January, before the separation, where I met one of the brothers from the Brotherhood that Adil runs and which I'm also a part of, where he graciously offered me to come and stay in his villa. He gave me a room. I had my own bathroom. I had all the privacy I needed. Now, it might not sound very extraordinary, but considering the conservative culture that he and I came from, which is from Pakistan, it's a very big thing for a Muslim Pakistani family, practicing Muslim Pakistani family, to bring in a Catholic 36-year-old man to live with them in their house for 2 whole months. They were generous, they were kind, and they were the best host anybody could ask for. But even then, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel like that was home. And even while I asked those questions, I was not happy with whatever answers I was getting because I knew there was much more. Now, he lived in an area called the Lakes, which is a beautiful place, very quiet, a lot of greenery, a lot of families. And every day I would take a walk around the lakes, sit there, play with the dogs, or just walk around the different villas. And I would see families sitting in the backyards, either doing a barbecue, having a nice coffee, having their friends over, they're having a party, or there are kids playing and jumping around and screaming their heads off, or they're just dogs just barking at nothing at all. And I would always ask myself, do I not deserve all of those things? Or even one of those things? Do I not deserve a place that I can call home, where I can feel safe, where I can just go and lie down and let go of all that anxiety that is there? Because remember, the 3-year-old Fabian, he doesn't know what safety is anymore. And his body and his mind has been in flight and flight response for the longest time possible. And of course, the answer to this question was, yes, I do deserve all of those things. But I still wasn't happy with that answer either. So business hasn't been good, and leaving me to rely on the kindness of other brothers from the group as well. So to sum this up, I'm not going to take too long, but to bring this to a close and to answer the question that I asked earlier, what truly makes a place a home? It is the people in that house. It is a husband and a wife that you wake up to build a life with. It is a child whose laughter echoes off the walls and makes that house a home. It is a dog who wags its tail each time you open the door, even if you come back after 1 minute. And it is the essence of safety that you feel each time you step into that room. But what I've essentially learned that it is all of those things, but it's also none of those things at the same time, especially for me. I've learned that home is a state of mind. I've learned that I have now become the man that my 3-year-old needed. And I've learned that no matter where I go, I can keep myself safe. I don't need anybody else. I can sleep on somebody's couch, on the floor, in a car, on a bench, or even in a room that is literally 12 by 12 feet where I'm currently living. Doesn't matter. Home is a state of mind. Home is where I know I can keep myself safe, regardless of what other things around me tell me otherwise. Have I built that home yet? Definitely not. But I'm learning to build that in my mind and in my heart one day at a time. Thank you, guys.